The Phoenix Suns are easily the biggest winners of the 2023 offseason. They made a huge splash when they moved the Asian Chris Paul for the three-time All-Star Bradley Beal. This trade immediately gave the Suns the most talented big three in the league, but many fans and content creators criticized the Bradley Beal trade, stating that in spite of the Suns' crazy influx of talent, they lacked the supporting pieces and the defense to actually contend for the championship. But after the Bradley Beal trade, the Suns front office wasn't done improving. On the first day of free agency, the Suns added Yuta Watanabe, who was one of the top 3D wings from last season, and also shared a chemistry with Kevin Durant with the Brooklyn Nets. The Suns added another quality 3D wing to their team when they signed Keita Bates-Diop, who last played for the Spurs. The Suns added a quality backup center when they added Drew Eubanks, a mobile big man that could rebound and defend. They re-signed Josh Okogie and Damian Lee, who were key role players from last season. And most recently, the Suns added veteran sharpshooter Eric Gordon. The Suns have absolutely knocked it out of the park with these free agency additions. Not to mention, they hired Frank Vogel, a championship-level head coach who last won it all with the Lakers in 2020. The haters are going to prey on this team's downfall all season long. But come next June, they're going to have to face reality. Suns fans, the Arizona sports curse is over. A championship is coming to Phoenix, Arizona in the 2023-24 season. First, let's briefly discuss why the Suns lost to the Denver Nuggets in last year's playoffs, and I'll break down how these new additions address the Suns' weaknesses. One of the biggest problems with the Phoenix Suns in the Nuggets series was the lack of floor spacing due to the poor shooting around KD and Devin Booker. One of the downsides of the KD trade was the Suns lost two great shooters in Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson, and as a result, the Suns simply didn't have enough knockdown shooters. And in the playoffs, the Nuggets' game plan was the sag off poor shooters, which made it a lot more difficult for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to operate. Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Notice how in this play, Terrence Ross is being completely ignored on the corner. Christian Braun has moved to the strong side of the floor to double Durant. Durant can't get anything going against two defenders, so he passes it out to DeAndre Ayton, who misses this contested hook shot against Nikola Jokic. On this play, it's going to be Devin Booker that gets stifled by the lack of spacing on the floor. Notice how on this drive, the Nuggets collapse the paint and they've left two shooters open, but Booker chooses to shoot this shot instead of passing it and he gets blocked. Now, the way to counter this type of defensive coverage is to pass it to the open shooter, but the Suns struggle to hit threes the entire series. Notice how on this Booker drive, the Nuggets have collapsed the paint again. Booker makes the right pass, Cameron Payne makes the extra pass, but TJ Warren can't hit the corner three. Once again, Devin Booker is going to get by his man, the Nuggets collapse the paint, he makes the right read, but Landry Shamet can't hit this corner three. Josh Okogie also contributed to the Suns' lack of spacing, which is why as the series went on, his minutes dwindled. On this Suns play, Devin Booker is going to find himself getting double teamed. He makes the right decision and passes it out to Cameron Payne. He makes the extra pass to Okogie. Notice how nobody is anywhere near him, but he still bricks the corner three. The Suns' lack of perimeter shooting allowed the Nuggets to load up on KD and Devin Booker all series long. They were more than happy to leave shooters open, particularly from the corner, and they mostly got away with this type of defense as the Suns only shot 33% from three in the series. As a result, too often KD and D-Book had to choose between taking tough shots over multiple defenders or kicking the ball out to their open teammates, who more times than not missed the wide open shot. The lack of shooting stifled the Suns' offense, which is why their offensive rating of 117 post-KD trade fell to just 112 in the Denver Nuggets series. Now, in spite of those weaknesses, the Suns still gave the Denver Nuggets their toughest challenge, taking them to 6 games last year, which no other team was able to do. And that was with injuries to both CP3 and DeAndre Ayton. But it took some incredible shot making from D-Book and KD to tie this series at 2 apiece, but that hot shooting was unfortunately unsustainable, and the weaknesses on the roster caught up to them. They lost Game 5 in Denver and got blown out at home in Game 6. But the new additions that the front office made over the offseason will address the weaknesses that cost them the Nuggets series. The Suns now have 9 players that shot over 35% from deep last season. The Nuggets were more than happy to leave shooters open in the corner, but they won't get away with that with Yuta Watanabe now in the lineup. Yuta was not only one of the best three-point shooters in the league last season, but he was money from the corner. Yuta shot 51% on corner threes last season, which was the NBA's 8th highest mark amongst high-volume corner three-point shooters. And I can only imagine that Yuta will feast from all the open looks that will be given to him, thanks from the defensive attention that his superstar teammates will draw. Eric Gordon has also played alongside stars his entire career, and I'm sure he's also going to feast on the open looks that he gets from deep this season. The Suns team offense will be worlds better next season. Not only are all 3 of Booker, Durant, and Beal great scorers, but with the improved shooting around them, these guys are going to have the spacing to go to work in isolation. I imagine that the Suns starting lineup will be Booker, Beal, KD, Yuta, and Ayton, which should easily be the best 5-man unit in the league next season. Opponents will have no choice but to pick their poison, either get torched in isolation or send help defense and give up an open 3 to an excellent shooter or an alley-oop to DeAndre Ayton. I'm sure you're probably not surprised to hear me say that the Suns' offense will be amazing, but the naysayers are going to say that it's the Suns' defense that'll be their Achilles heel. I don't know where this narrative came from that the Suns can't defend. They ranked 7th in defensive rating last year, and the Suns' defense should be even better next year. For starters, Frank Vogel, who's now the head coach of the Suns, is a defensive mastermind. Vogel's Indiana Pacers were always some of the top defensive teams, and in the 2 out of 3 years that Vogel coached the Lakers, they ranked top 3 in defensive rating. But defense isn't just about coaching. You also have to have the right personnel, and the Suns have some excellent defensive pieces. DeAndre Ayton is a good defensive anchor. He doesn't average many blocks, but he's a good positional defender that makes it tough for opponents to finish over him in the paint. Kevin Durant's defense has been underrated for years. He's not only a switchable defender, but he's also a weak side shot blocker as well. Devin Booker's defense is also underrated. His defense was horrible earlier in his career, but he's really improved his effort on that end of the court in recent years. In addition, both Yuta Watanabe and Keita Bates-Diop are excellent defensive wings. And Drew Eubanks, who should now be the Suns' backup center, is a great shot blocker. The Suns actually have great defensive personnel, and this is going to give Frank Vogel the versatility to run different defensive schemes, whether it's a conservative drop coverage or a more aggressive switch-heavy system. Overall, don't buy the narrative that the Suns can't defend. This Suns team should easily rank top 10 in defense next season. The Suns were able to get 2 wins on the Nuggets last year, and that was with very poor depth outside of KD, Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. With the new reinforcements they've made this offseason, their offense should be unguardable, and their defense should also be top-notch. Now, whether this veteran Suns team can stay healthy is a big if, but if they're healthy, they're going to be the team that walks away with the 2024 championship. Anyway, that's going to be it for me, and now I want to hear from you guys. Are the Suns going to win next season's championship? Let me know down below in the comments. Guys, I'm going to continue to do breakdowns like this all off season long, so if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more just like it, please drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button. For a deeper analysis on what Yuta Watanabe is going to bring to the Suns, click this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next video.